Life would be so much easier if people came with little signs above their heads saying interested or not interested, right? But where's the fun in that? Instead, we're left to decode signals, overthink every smile, and wonder if maybe, just maybe, there's something more behind that one emoji she sent last night. Maybe you've been there, lying in bed, staring at your phone, rereading the same message for the 10th time, trying to figure out if haha means she's into you, or if you're just really, really funny. Spoiler alert, it's probably both, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's be honest, the world of attraction is like a secret club, and women? They're the VIP members. They know all the rules, all the codes, and most of the time they're sending you signals you don't even realize you're supposed to notice. And that's not a bad thing. It just means you need to learn the language. Imagine trying to watch a movie with the sound off. The plot is there, the actors are doing their thing, but you're missing half the story. Well, attraction is kind of like that movie. The real action is happening in the background, in the body language, the eye contact, the way she plays with her hair, or the way she leans in just a little closer when you talk. But here's the exciting part. Once you start noticing these signals, it's like someone hit the subtitles button and suddenly everything makes sense. You realize she's not just being polite. She's actually interested. She's not just laughing because she's nice. She laughs because you make her feel good, even if your joke was more dead than stand-up. And when you finally spot these clues, it's like a whole new world opens up. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I'm wrong? What if I misread the signs and embarrass myself? Trust me, everyone's been there. But the good news is science is on your side. Studies have shown that attraction isn't just about what we say, it's about what we do, especially when we think no one's watching. In fact, most women start sending out signals they like someone before they even realize it themselves. It's all about those little subconscious behaviors that reveal more than words ever could. So, picture this. You're out with friends, and you notice she's mirroring your every move. You take a sip of your drink, and seconds later, she does the same. You lean in to tell a story, and she leans in, matching your energy. You make a goofy gesture, and, surprise, she does it too, maybe even better than you did. At first, you might think it's just coincidence, but the more you notice it, the clearer it becomes. Mirroring is one of the oldest tricks in the book, and it's not just about copying. It's about building a connection, showing you that she feels comfortable and in sync with you. And the best part? You can have a little fun with it. Next time you're with her, try a subtle gesture. Maybe tap your fingers on the table or adjust your glasses. If she follows suit, you'll know you're onto something. It's like a secret handshake, but way more romantic. And if you're feeling bold, you can even call her out on it. Playfully, of course. Hey, are you copying me? Watch her reaction. If she gets flustered or laughs, congratulations, you just caught her in the act. But mirroring isn't the only way women show they're interested. Sometimes the signs are a little less obvious, but just as telling. Maybe she finds reasons to be around you, even if it's just for a few minutes. She might show up at the same events, join group chats you're in, or accidentally run into you at the coffee shop. You might think it's just coincidence, but after the third or fourth time, it starts feeling like fate, or maybe just really good timing. The truth is, when someone likes you, they want to be near you. It's human nature. We're drawn to the people who make us feel good, even if we have to go a little out of our way to make it happen. And let's talk about texting for a second. If she's sending you messages about random things, like asking your opinion on a movie she hasn't even seen, or sending you memes that only the two of you would find funny, that's another big clue. She wants to keep the conversation going, even if there's no real reason to. She's not just being friendly, she's making space for you in her day. And if she remembers the little things you've told her, like your favorite snack or that one show you're obsessed with, she's definitely paying attention. But here's where things get really interesting. The eyes. There's a reason why poets and songwriters are obsessed with eye contact. When a woman likes you, Her eyes do a lot of the talking. Maybe she holds her gaze a little longer than normal, or she looks away quickly when you catch her staring. Sometimes her pupils even get bigger when she looks at you. Yep, that's biology working its magic. And if her eyes light up or her smile reaches all the way to her eyes when she sees you, that's a sign you can't fake. Now you might be thinking, okay, but what do I do when I notice these things? The answer is simple. Relax and enjoy the moment. If you catch her looking, give her a warm smile. If she keeps the conversation going, match her energy. If she finds ways to spend time with you, don't overthink it. Just let things flow naturally. The key is to be present and confident without making things awkward. But let's not forget, women are masters of subtlety. Sometimes they'll play with their hair, touch their neck, or adjust their clothes when you walk in. They might laugh a little louder at your jokes, even the bad ones, or make a point to remember details you barely mention once. Each of these signs on their own might not mean much, but when they start to add up, it's like a big flashing sign saying, "Hey, pay attention, I like you." Of course, there are always those moments when you're not sure if you're reading things right. Maybe you've missed the signs in the past, or maybe you're worried about making a move and getting it wrong. But here's the thing. Most people miss these signals not because they're not there, but because they're expecting something more dramatic. In reality, attraction is about the little things, the way she looks at you, the way she listens, and the way she finds reasons to be near you. It's about feeling comfortable, safe, and valued. So, next time you find yourself wondering if she's interested, pay attention to the details. Does she mirror your movements? Does she make an effort to be around you? Do her eyes linger just a little too long? If you notice these things, don't be afraid to take the next step. Sometimes, all she's waiting for is a sign from you. And hey, if you're still not sure, ask yourself this. How does she make you feel? Do you feel seen, heard, and appreciated when you're around her? That's the real test. Because at the end of the day, attraction is about connection. It's about finding someone who makes you feel understood, even when you're not saying a word. Now, let's not forget the funny side of all of this. How many times have you tried to hold eye contact and ended up blinking at the worst possible moment? Or maybe you've tried to play it cool, only to trip over your own words or spill your drink in the middle of a conversation. Trust me, you're not alone. We've all been there. Sometimes the funniest moments are also the most memorable. So, if you've got a good story, share it in the comments. Who knows? Your awkward moment might just be the thing that makes someone else feel a little less alone. And if you're still feeling nervous about making a move, remember this. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being genuine. It's about showing up, being yourself, and letting things happen naturally. The right person will appreciate you for who you are, awkward moments and all. So let's recap. Attraction isn't always obvious, but it's definitely there if you know where to look. Watch for mirroring. Pay attention to the little efforts she makes to be near you. And don't underestimate the power of eye contact. When you see these signs, trust your instincts and take the next step. After all, the best connections often start with a single, simple sign. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own stories in the comments. Because when it comes to love and attraction, we're all in this together. And who knows? Your story might just inspire someone else to take a chance. Let's get real for a moment. Attraction in real life is rarely like the movies. There's no dramatic background music, no slow-motion hair flips, and definitely no perfectly timed confessions under the rain. Instead, it's a series of tiny, almost invisible moments, like her looking over just to see if you're laughing at the same joke, or how she suddenly appears next to you during group photos, making sure you're in her frame, too. But here's a little secret hardly anyone talks about. Sometimes she's just as nervous as you are. You might think you're the only one overthinking every interaction, but she's probably replaying conversations in her head, wondering if you noticed how she fixed her hair before you walked in, or if you caught her smiling when you made that cheesy pun. Attraction is a two-way street, and the suspense is half the fun. Let's zoom in on something simple like a laugh. Have you ever noticed how her laugh changes around you? It might be a little louder, a little longer, maybe even a bit more genuine. She's not just laughing at your jokes. She's letting you know you make her feel good. And why wouldn't she? Laughter is one of the quickest ways to build connection. According to researchers, laughter releases endorphins, the feel-good chemicals in the brain. So, if she's giggling at your worst puns or even your awkward silences, she's showing you she feels safe and happy in your company. But let's not stop at laughter. Think about those moments when you feel like she's really listening to you, not just hearing the words, but actually remembering them. Maybe you told her once about your favorite band or the weird way you eat pizza, and weeks later, she brings it up out of the blue. That's not by accident. When someone likes you, they remember the little things. It's a sign that you're not just background noise in her life. You're someone she's genuinely interested in. And sometimes the biggest clues are hiding in plain sight. Maybe you're at a party, and you notice she's scanning the room until she finds you. Or you're in a crowded cafe, and she somehow always ends up sitting right across from you. These aren't coincidences. They're her way of gravitating toward you, even when she doesn't say it out loud. Human beings are like magnets when it comes to attraction. We're drawn to the people who make us feel good, who make us feel seen. Ever had a conversation where she keeps asking you questions, even when the topic seems random? That's her way of keeping the connection alive. She's not just filling silence. She's showing that your thoughts, opinions, and stories matter to her. And if she shares personal stories in return, even better. That means she feels comfortable and trusts you enough to let her guard down, even just a little. Of course, all these signs can feel a bit overwhelming at first. You might find yourself overanalyzing every text, every glance, every laugh. But remember, everyone has their own way of expressing interest. Some women are bold and direct, while others are more subtle and reserved. The key is to stay present and trust your instincts. If you feel a real connection, chances are she does too. Now, let's add a little twist, a moment of suspense. Sometimes, just when you think you figured her out, she might pull back or act distant. Maybe she doesn't reply as quickly, or she seems distracted when you talk. Before you panic, take a breath. This doesn't always mean she's lost interest. In fact, it could be a sign she's starting to care a lot, and that scares her. When emotions get real, people can get a little spooked. The best thing you can do is stay confident, keep being yourself, and give her space to process her own feelings. If the connection is genuine, she'll come back, often with even more enthusiasm than before. There's also the classic accidental touch. Maybe she brushes your arm when reaching for her drink, or her knee bumps yours under the table, and she doesn't move away. These touches are never truly accidental. They're little tests to see how you'll react, and if you feel the same spark. If you do, return the gesture subtly. A gentle touch on the arm during a funny story, or a high five that lingers just a second longer, can speak volumes without a single word. Let's not forget the world of social media. In today's digital age, likes, comments, and story replies are a modern form of flirting. If she's the first to watch your stories, likes your posts within seconds, or sends you inside jokes through DMs, she's trying to stay on your radar. And if you post something and she brings it up in a real-life conversation, that's a double win. She's not only paying attention, but she's also looking for ways to connect outside the digital world. Now, let's talk about the legendary goodbye linger. You know the moment. The conversation is ending. Maybe you're both about to go your separate ways, but she just stands there as if she wants to say something else or doesn't want the moment to end. Maybe she fiddles with her keys or looks at you with that shy smile. This is your opportunity. If you want to take things further, this is the perfect time to suggest hanging out again, or even to let her know you've enjoyed her company. The goodbye linger is her subtle invitation for more. Of course, none of this works if you're not paying attention. The world is full of distractions, phones, friends, the constant buzz of everyday life. But when you're with her, try to be fully present. Notice the little details. The way she looks at you, the way she listens, the way she finds excuses to touch your arm or laugh at your jokes. These are the real signs that matter. And remember, attraction isn't about playing games or following a script. It's about building a real connection, moment by moment. It's about making someone feel special, safe, and understood. When you do that, the signs become obvious. She'll want to be around you. She'll mirror your energy, and she'll open up in ways she doesn't with just anyone. Now, if you're still not sure, here's a little challenge for you. Over the next week, pay extra attention to the women you interact with. Look for those subtle clues, mirroring, lingering eye contact, playful touches, extra attention to your stories. And if you spot more than one sign from the same person, don't be afraid to take a small step forward. Ask her out for coffee, invite her to join your group for dinner, or just let the conversation go a little deeper than usual. You might be surprised at what happens when you show a little courage. And don't worry about rejection. Everyone faces it at some point, and it's never as scary as it seems. The worst that can happen is you learn something new about yourself and what you're looking for. The best that can happen? You find someone who truly gets you, and maybe, just maybe, you'll laugh together about how nervous you both were at the beginning. So, what about you? Think back. Have you ever realized someone liked you only in hindsight? Maybe you missed the signs at the time, but looking back, it's crystal clear. Or maybe there's someone in your life right now who's showing those signs, and this is your cue to take things to the next level. Either way, share your stories below. There's a whole community here, and your experience might be just what someone else needs to hear. If you've enjoyed this journey into the secret world of attraction, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and click the bell so you never miss another story. Because love isn't just about grand gestures and epic scenes. It's about the tiny, hidden signals we send every single day. Sometimes, all it takes is paying attention, being brave, and taking the first step. And who knows? Maybe next time you get that butterfly feeling, you'll recognize the signs, trust yourself, and let the story unfold. One glance, one laugh, one moment at a time.